I'm going to go quickly through lesson 10 if you were confused about any of this so that you are ready for the test. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make the flowchart following the task. So if you see here, I have a button A, and I believe I put the task on here as well for the test. So button A says to show a string. So we need to add on to our flowchart for a string. The only two options when you are continuing your flowchart is a rectangle and a rhombus. A rhombus is for a decision that needs to be made, which is only used in a repeat or an if. So we want to use a rectangle, and then it says show string, so you can either type string or you can type what your string is going to be, which is a word, so I'm just going to put hi. For button B, you need to show a blinking picture using a repeat loop. So again, if you're just showing something, it's a rectangle, and I'm just going to do a smiley face, and it does need to blink, so after we show the smile face, we need it to go away, so it's going to be clear. And then it does say it needs to use a repeat loop, so a decision does need to be made. Did it repeat the number of times we said? And if it didn't, then it needs to loop back. So the important thing with a rhombus is you do need to have a loop back. If you don't have that loop back, you're going to lose points. You don't need to worry about the words on here. Technically, this word would be no because it didn't repeat the number of times you said, so it goes back up to the top. And then it says forever. So the event handler is a forever. And then it says if the logo's up, it plays music, logo down, it turns on the light bulb. So a decision needs to be made first before it can do either of those things, so we need to do a rhombus. The decision that needs to be made is which way is the logo. And actually I will move this over. So if the logo is up, okay, it's going to play music. And if the logo is down, so again, you can ignore the yes or no. Then it's going to turn on the LED light bulb, which means we have to hook it up to a pin, so P1, and then it's on, so equals 1. Now remember what I talked about before, that whenever you have a rhombus, it needs to loop back. So let's say that you tilted the logo up and it played the music, but then you tilted the logo up again. It needs to play the music again. So this is why you need to have these little loop backs for both of them. And then now we're going to go to the code. So we need to get our event handler, and again we can follow the flowchart and the task. So for the input we're using a button A. It needs to say hi, so I go to a string and just put hi. For button B, so I need to change this to a B, I need to show the smile face. You can either make your own or you can pick it from the options they have. And then I need the smile face to go away. So you can either do a clear screen and a pause, but I think the easiest way is just to put a blank one of these in here. And then it does need a repeat. A repeat, again, if you don't remember where the repeat is, you can use the search bar and just type in repeat and you can find it, but you can see it was in loops. And I didn't say how many times to repeat it, so we'll just leave it 4 times. Okay, and now we need to do our forever. So forever, if, so I need to get to my if as in logic. And then if the logo is up, logo is down. Those logo up and down is a input, and you need to go to the shake, and we need to change it to logo up. And then we need to add on to this to get another space here. We can duplicate it or go back to that shake. And then we need logo down, and then I can get rid of this. And then when the logo was up, it plays music. I don't care what you do, you can pick anything that you want. So I'm just going to do this one. That plays music. And then the logo down was the LED light, which is connected to a pin. So again, if you don't remember where to go, you can type in pin. And it is turning on the light. That's an output. So an output is a write. So we need to digital write, and we always hook it up to pin 1, not pin 0, and we're going to turn the light on, so we need to put the number 1 here. So nowhere in the task did I ever turn the light off. If you want to add anything else to any of this code, you are welcome to do so. You do need to do screen clippings of these things. So to do that, you need to type in snipping in the search bar, and that will open up your snipping tool. And you do need to do a snipping and give the link. So you don't need to do the whole thing, just make sure you get the flow chart. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to paste that where it says snipping. You also need the link, which you guys should be familiar with that. Just go to the little share button, the purple button, make it a shareable link, and then copy the link. And then you put the link where it says Lucid Link, Control K, Control V. Okay, and then you need to do the same thing, do a snipping of your code. So again, use the snipping tool, just click New, and draw a box around the code part, and put that in the assignment, and then also put the link by going up here. You have to go to this button here to publish your link and share your project, copy the link, and then do your Control K and Control V to paste, and then apply. So you should have the link and the snippings. And then the last thing that you should have done is the Google form. This was only one try, so I would say please pause the movie and go ahead and do the Google form, and then I will go over the answers with you. Okay, so hopefully you already did this. Again, the purpose of this is just to help you get ready for the test. So if you got any wrong, you want to make sure you know that for the beginning or for the test. In the flowcharts, what shape do we use for the event handler? The event handler is at the beginning, okay, and it is an oval. So you should have picked oval. Okay, why is P1 red with a 1 next to it on the simulator? So whenever you see this red and 1, it means it's on. All right, explain what this code does if you have an LED light. So that's the little light bulb connected to it. So if you can see here, it says A, says digital write pin 1 to 1, and B, digital write pin 1 to 0. So it looks like A is turning the light on and B is turning it off. So you should have picked the on for A and off for B. Okay, based on the simulator, which the light level is at 43, what picture should you see according to the code? So 43, you have to decide, is that greater than 20 or is it less than 20? 43 is greater than 20, so the picture that you should see is a heart. What type of input would activate the automatic thermostat? So the thermostat is either going to turn on the heat or the air conditioning based on the temperature input. So you should have picked temperature. What statement best describes algorithmic thinking? So algorithmic thinking is just breaking something down into a sequence of steps. So the word that you need to remember is steps. How many hex files can the microbit hold at a time? Only one. That's why when you plug it in, it runs the code that's already on it, and then when you put your code on it, it replaces that. It only runs one at a time. Okay, touching the logo. If you touch the logo, it does something. So the logo is an input. It's the same as basically touching a button A and B. Those are all inputs. Okay, would option A, B, or C have the same result as the code on the far left? So if you look at this one, it says button A, heart, clear, pause, heart, clear, pause, heart, clear, pause, heart, clear, pause. So hopefully you recognize that this group, this heart, clear, pause, repeated 4 times. So the one that does the same thing as that is this button A. Okay, button B is doing heart, 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 which because there's no clear or pause, it's basically going to be one long continuous heart, and then you'll see nothing. This one says when you press button A, you're going to see the number 4, you're going to see a heart, and then clear and pause. So that the correct answer was A. Okay, is this LED light connected correctly? So we said not to use ever pin 0, but that's not really the main reason why this is incorrect. When you code the pin, it needs to go to the long leg, and then the short leg goes to the ground. So we had lots of problems here. So when you code it, so it is definitely no. The red cord should connect to the long leg, which is positive, and the short leg goes to the ground. And that is it. So I hope you are ready for your test.